Welcome to Season 3 of Soul Spark. These episodes are brain snacks, brief bite-sized reflections from my personal journey, designed to be digested in just a few minutes. I want to keep things real here, which means these recordings, much like life itself, are perfectly imperfect. You might hear a pigeon outside my window, a scooter passing by, or me simply stumbling over a word. I'm not here to tell you how to live or what to do. I'm just here to share my unpolished stories and the questions I've wrestled with along the way. My hope is that by sharing what's moved me, I might just spark something in your soul today. Let's dive in. The human behind the glass. Have you ever noticed how incredibly easy it is to be angry at someone when there's a piece of glass between you? Think about when you're driving your car. Someone cuts you off, and instantly you're furious. You might yell or wave your hands from behind your windshield. You do it because you don't see a complex human being with a family and a bad day. You just see a metal box in your way. We do the exact same thing with our phones and on our computers. We sit comfortably inside our safe little bubbles, left versus right, us versus them, staring through the glass of our screens. And we hold this constant buzzing anger in our chests. Your jaw tightens and your ego gets a quick, cheap thrill from feeling morally superior to the people you disagree with. On October 25th, 2025, I was sitting with my journal, looking at how completely divided our world has become. And I found myself asking a simple, honest, "How are you?" to someone who lives behind the thickest glass of all, a public leader, a politician who has spent decades in the arena. I didn't want to address the public architect, that version of a person built out of talking points and staff briefings. I wanted to address the human being. I wrote an open letter that day because I realized that the very people who champion freedom the loudest are often the ones who have the least of it. Think about that bubble. Security details, partisan feedback loops, every public move weighed and measured. When you're forced to live in that kind of echo chamber, your view of the world becomes incredibly narrow. The unmapped silence of the real world gets replaced by the noise of a singular perspective. And that is where the anger lies. We see this effective polarization, that deep us versus them rage that has nothing to do with policy and everything to do with identity. It is the tension at the Thanksgiving table. It's the distrust in our own neighborhoods. When leaders hammer on one wedge, one blame group, they might win the news cycle, but we lose the country. It is if we are trying to save the house by tearing down the foundation. But I had to be brutally honest with myself. This isn't just a political problem, it's a human problem. I thought about Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He was the most powerful man in the world, yet he wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is perspective, not the truth." He reminded himself every morning that the frustrating, difficult people he met shared his exact same human nature. There is a sensory resonance of truth in what Dr. Martin Luther King said. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. The ego is absolutely obsessed with being right and winning the fight, but your soul couldn't care less about winning a political debate. Your soul just wants connection. Whether you hold the power to shape a nation's course or you're simply judging someone on the internet from your living room, if you use your power to deepen the polarization, you're just building the walls of your own prison higher. You cannot lead a country or your own life to a place of liberty if you're still a prisoner of your own narrow vision. So, I want to ask you, where are you currently hiding behind the glass? Protecting your rightness at the cost of your connection? What if the fight is the very thing keeping the victory out of reach? What if freedom isn't something we win over each other, but something we find with each other? What is sparking your soul today? Thank you for sharing this perfectly imperfect space with me today. As you step back into the rush of your world, remember that you don't need to have it all figured out, and you certainly don't need to perform for anyone. Sometimes just sitting with the messy questions is exactly where you need to be. May this brain snack offer you a deep breath and a moment of stillness in the noise. And remember, embrace the spark.